Good morning everybody and welcome back to I Loaf You. Today we are going to be making something that most people don't usually do. We are going to be making brownies from scratch. Generally I know people will just go buy a box mix and do it that way. It is easier in the grand scheme of things to spend 2 minutes mixing together a box mix and throwing it in the oven and not worrying about it. But in reality, a from scratch brownie is usually a better tasting brownie. So we are going to get started with our ingredients in the mixer and get it in the oven so I can show you our final result. Alright, so mixing together the recipe, the brownies work pretty close to a chocolate cake recipe. You want to start with your dry ingredients in the mixer bowl. So we'll add our flour, our cocoa powder, and our brown and our white sugars. And we just want to throw the paddle attachment on the mixer. Sorry for that awkward pause, I had to go find it. And we want to get those mixed together. Alright, now that this is mixed together, we are going to add to it our cracked eggs, our salt, and our vanilla extract, and get those mixed together as well. Now I know it looks a little unmixed here, but we want to stop at this point as it starts to just come together. And we are going to add in our melted butter. So I know this looks terribly healthy, but we just want to get this mixing together. You want to start slow so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Right, now that we are mixed together and we've scraped down the bowl, there's still a couple little lumps in there, but it's usually the sugar and it will dissolve as it bakes. So if there's a couple little lumps, don't really worry about it. So we'll pull that off the mixer and we want to prepare our pan. Now I am using a 9x13 glass Pyrex pan. Most people have the glass pan in their kitchens. If you have a different type of 9x13 pan, that's fine too. Just use what you have available. So we want to take our pan spray and just spray the inside. And I have a piece of parchment paper that I have pre-cut in half to line this, or just, if you don't have the full sheets of parchment paper and you have a roll, just cut a piece that's big enough to line the inside of your pan. we have our brownies just out of the oven, and we are going to let them cool completely right in this pan. So that'll probably take a good hour or two to cool. That's only because I like to frost my brownies. So we will cool them completely, and then we will get into making the ganache to put on the top. Alright, it's been about an hour that we've had our brownies cooling. So now we are just going to pull up on the edge of a parchment paper and slide it right out of the pan onto our cookie sheet. And just pull the parchment paper away from the sides a little bit. We will leave it on the parchment paper so that when we frost it, it has a place to go if it runs off the edges. Alright, so now we're going to make our ganache for the top of our brownies. So we are going to take 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. You can use shaved chocolate, really whatever you have for a semi-sweet chocolate. Put 2/3 in your plastic bowl because we are not going to make a traditional ganache. We are going to use the microwave. So then, using the same cup that you use to measure your chocolate out into, you want to measure out your heavy cream right on top of your chocolate. So from here, we will just pop this in the microwave. You just want to microwave it probably about 30 seconds at a time and whisk it each time just until it comes together and makes like an icing. Alright, now they're set. I am going to cut them. I do use a slightly unconventional method to cut them. I use a bench scraper just to cut it up. So you're going to first divide it into quarters. Trust me, this brownie is rich enough that you don't need a very big brownie. So this does cut them a little on the small side. But you're going to cut this so that the entire thing is 4 by 6. And yes, that is plenty of brownie per person, I promise.